What do you each admire most about your characters?
I admire Nikki because he is so, I guess, anti-authoritative. He kind of like forges his own destiny, doesn't really let anyone else define him or like bar him down unless they, obviously beat it out of him. So I think I would like to, well, I admire that he's very independent and isn't afraid to, I guess, do what's necessary to maintain that independence. Yeah.
I would say for Kalisha, she fosters such an intangible light in a place so devoid of it. I really admire that in her, where she's always trying her best to hold on to hope, even if it is under kind of this false pretense of they're going home. But she's always doing her best to lead with light and find the joy in even though there isn't much of it. And she also does her best to help her peers, even though she herself is suffering to the same capacity as all of them. But she finds any way she can to really be a support for the kids around her. She's really strong in that way, but also altruistic. I love that duality that she has.
Similarly to Nikki, that when Luke arrives, he's so against it already and wants to get out as soon as possible. But also help his new friends. I like how caring Luke is when it came to trying to get everybody else out once Luke had initially got out.
Yeah, I find there are very few shockingly like selfish characters. Everyone seems to actually like nobody's like I'm gonna get out. The rest of you could just squander here. I would love to know what are your personal worst test taking experiences?
I mean, I'm not a good test taker. Listen, I have ADHD. Like it just doesn't agree with me. Like I yeah, I just don't have great experience taking tests. I don't know if I could really bring up a specific one. It's just kind of a conglomerate of every test I've ever taken. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe my first high school exam, it was a science exam, but I was filming. So I took the exam on set and my calculator died mid-exam. And I was just sort of sat there like, well, guess I failed. And I did, but I passed the class. All that matters. So that was probably the worst because you're just, sitting there defeated. Nothing you can do.
Yeah.
I think mine was I had like a virtual exam in high school, but because I missed the in-person one, but I was still at school anyway. But I was taking it and I was looking down at something to help out with the test because no one else was in the room, and I was just looking down, and I was like, but there was someone watching, and it's like apparently they'd send in like, and I'm like, no, like I'm being very subtle about it, and I got this notification when I submitted the test that was like you had 132 instances of looking away from the screen, and then the video was sent into review, but it was fine, and they let me pass, and I got a good grade on it, which was nice. But it was hilarious because I was like, oh, I'm pretty sneaky about this, and then they got like it was so and they sent a picture like a freeze frame every single time it happened, and it's literally me sitting here like so that's actually kind of funny and it worked out in the end, but it was just when I got that email I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah.
For me, it was last year. It was my final year of secondary school, and we were doing our exams. And it was my film exam, and I went in there and
Did you cheat on your film exam? I'm worried now.
I didn't write anything. I didn't write any, and I fell asleep, and I got it back. Well, I got my result back when I was in Canada, and I got an E. But yeah, we were all looking at each other like this is really hard, but they were all making it, and I was just like, no, I can't. I hadn't got much sleep, I don't think, and I just was like, I need to. Yeah, school wasn't really my area. I'm not gonna lie.
But I would actually love to know, growing up, who were your favorite fictional characters?
Darth Vader, always. I think he's the greatest villain ever written.
So many to choose from. The first one that comes to mind is Mumble in Happy Feet. I loved that film growing up. Like I know, don't laugh at me.
I love it. I love it. Not a film that gets referenced often enough from George Miller.
No, it's kind of like an oddball, but I loved that film so much. And like obviously like the soundtrack is incredible and like the cast is stacked. I don't know if you've ever like looked up the voices behind some of those penguins.
Who are
but-
the voices?
Well, Robin Williams, Elijah Wood,
Robin Williams.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Wow.
Hugh Jackman, Nicole Kidman, a
Hugh
lot of
Jackman,
Aussies in
Nicole
it. Yeah.
Kidman. Yeah. Like it's a stacked cast. But yeah, I don't know. That was just the first one that came to mind. But
You know, it's the director of Mad Max, right?
oh my God,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Megamind. He was the coolest guy ever. Still is. I mean, there's not another character like him. Like he is Megamind.